Okay, this is the promised video on homework 3. I was going to talk about example 4 since class ran over time. But before I do that, I want to talk about the average daily balance, for example, number 1 on your homework. Whatever you do, make sure that the number of days adds up to, let's see, there's 30 days in September. So make sure that when you fill out this column, you sum it up and it adds up to 30. Most of it's okay with the subtraction, but the issue is with September 26th. You might think that you want to take September 30th and then subtract 26. So you get 30 minus 26. But you're always going to go to the next day if you want to do that, or count on your fingers, because I have 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So this last one should be 5, and I think things will work out that way. Why is this not working for me? Bleh. Okay, you can just watch me struggle. I do this. I'm gonna cry. What the fuck? Here's the promised video to discuss example 4 on homework 3, since we ran out of time in class. Before I do that, though, on the same homework, so it's homework 3, and if you go to the your turn, I think it's the last page or whatnot, you might have issues with getting the answer because of the fact you have to remember and you have to make sure, that's your check, that you're going to have 30 days here. So when you sum up these numbers, that better add up to 30. The problem turns out to be down here. You might think, oh, September 30th, that's the last one, so I do 30 minus 26, because that's what I did for all the other ones. I just subtracted the days. But that worked only because this was the next day that something was going to change. So on the 30th, nothing changes still, so it's really October 1st that the change happens. So either count on your fingers, because you have the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th, that's 5 days. You notice if you do 30 minus 26, that's 4. That's just saying, math-wise, that's 4 days that pass until you get to September 30th. But remember, you have to include September 30th. So this guy, did I get it in red here? This guy has to be a 5, okay? So it's always good to double check your work. All right, let's see, I want to add a drawing. Does this work? It works. Look at me learning my tools. So impressed, old lady learning tools. Okay, so I mentioned that I'm going to do this scenario 1, 2, and 3. Okay, just to have it on record here. You have to understand what the ADP is, average daily balance. So if you miss class, or you're like, whatever, if you missed or you need extra help with this, you can look on the glossary. There's some videos you can watch about what ADP is, or do your own search, or in the textbook they break it down. But basically, the theory or the point is you're finding all of your daily balances, whatever they are, so it's going up and down. You buy stuff, you maybe make some payments, you have balances for the whole whatever billing cycle days. And then average, so daily balance, I want the average. So as always, you just add them all up and divide by the number of billing days. The thing that maybe threw people off was, one is first thing, everything's hard until it's easy. And 2 is you might come at it with your brain in a different way. So maybe a way somebody explains it, you're like, man, that doesn't make sense to me. So always ask for a different explanation or get it from somewhere else. Anyway, the shortcut we had was, instead of tediously typing in 30 or 31 different things, balances, for the numerator, we took a shortcut and just used multiplication. So if I had like 7 days that had the same balance, instead of like adding those 7 physically with a plus, I just did 7 times what the balance was. So it's just a shorthand way for putting stuff in the calculator. Okay, so let's see if I can do this. Come Can I do object erase? You can just watch me struggle and learn life skills, people. Life skills. Okay. I'm here. I don't want red, I want black. Okay. The second thing is, on this example, these scenarios are all different. It's like I'm starting fresh, and I have a different scenario for each of them. So when you get to scenario 2, for example, you erase scenario 1 from your memory, and you start fresh with your $1,450. Does that make sense? No, $1,400. Yes, or $1,450, or 1450 with a dollar. Huh? So each time you start these, you start fresh with that, and it's a whole new situation. My point of doing these 3 things was just to get you a little bit of flavor of, oh, if I pay down my credit card early, or if I don't pay it down, what effect does that have, or does it have an effect on the interest they charge me at the end of the month? Okay, so scenario 1 was, again, they all follow this. I have a 19.99% annual percentage rate. The number of billing cycles is going to be 30. Day 1, I have 1450, and I make no extra purchases for the rest of the cycle. Okay, so I make no payments until my bill arrives, and then I want to know how much they're going to charge me. So I have to first, for all of these, I have to figure out my average daily balance. Okay, so in this one, it happened to be, well, I had 1450. I had it for all 30 days. So this is my shorthand way of adding 1450 30 times. And then I divide by 30, because I had 30 of them. And shockingly, I have that. So my average daily balance on this one was 1450. Okay? And then, trying to make a separation here. And then for this, I have to remember this. Sorry, I'm going to go to online class soon, so I have to see how much time I have. I have average daily balance times the annual rate times the number of days in my billing cycle divided by 365. And this was just straight up, if I want to find my interest for this one. Can I make this bigger here? It's just, I'm going to put 1450 times, I said 19.95%. So you can think about it as I have 19.90 or 99%. Percent was per 100. So that's my R. Times D, which was 30, divided by 365. So what did that give me? We did it in class. The interest on this one turned out to be $23.83. So when I finish this one over here, the interest equals $23.83. And that's the answer for number 1. So let me make a different video for 2 and 3.